your Caribbean station, the voice of the Caribbean.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome. It's Suzette Speaks live on your radio. Happy Fire Friday. We feel good, man. It is a beautiful day. Listen, I tried to oh, my thing's saying low battery. Come on now. I'm here back at it. Suzette Speaks Show live. I'm sorry, I was checking my laptop. I charged it and it immediately says low battery. Relax, laptop. We are here. Nothing can stop the vibe though. We no business about low battery. My battery high. It is a Fire Friday. I want to big up my friends listening, all the people who have been supporting us throughout the year. Can you believe that 2025 is almost done? Yeah, mom, I can't believe it. Are you ready for the Christmas? Some people say they're in the Christmas spirit. Other people say they don't feel like Christmas at all. Shout out to everybody watching us on the app. Listen, you can listen on the app, watch us online, actually. But we are an app, Voice of the Caribbean. You can visit us either on your Android, that's me, Team Android, or on your iPhone. Make sure you download it. We have hundreds of thousands of downloads. We appreciate you, family. And welcome if you're brand new here. We bring you the best Caribbean American talk, music, soca, dancehall, a little bit of everything in the mix, of course. And today, which we call Fire Fridays, the mix is going to be turned up. If you like the bashment, if you like the 90s or 2000s and all that, later on when you're coming home from work, your drive time late into the evening, keep it locked. We got the fire for you. Listen, this is my favorite day of the week, okay? So I'm Suzette Speaks. If you're new here, I'm an attorney. Hey. And I'm also, I call myself a political consultant slash commentator. I have a little bit to say about what's happening around the world. I guess you could call me more of like a social critic, I guess. Yeah, kind of. We talk about hot topics, things that are happening in the news. Listen, I was telling you about the Brown case. First of all, are we going to war with Venezuela? That's what Trump. We got so much to talk about. There's always so much news. But if you're new here, just welcome. Okay, welcome. I'll come to you live every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. We talk about hot topics. If you'd like to partner with me to sponsor this show, you know you're welcome. Hey, I always look for wonderful businesses to highlight. Good Friday to people watching online. You can follow me, Suzette. Hey, Vondell. Hey, Smooth Approach. The people on my YouTube, you can see what I look like. I got pretty pink one. Hey, I was feeling that kind of vibe. If you guys know me, I'm a dress girl. I like dress up and put on my lipstick, my darkers. But I'm in a good mood today. Sometimes I be with my darkers because I'm like in not really depressed, but just the news gets to you. Wasn't here last week because I was on a cruise. I told you all about it yesterday. Cruising the Carnival, Carnival cruise for the first time. It was okay. One of the things I noticed, I am without I'm better without the internet because for that 4-day cruise, I had no internet, guys. And I purposely did not buy the internet package because I wanted a break. Shout out to everybody watching. Please hit the like button if you're watching the Suzette Speaks Show. Suzette Speaks Show on YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube, Suzette 1Z, 2 T's, and S at the end. Suzette Speaks. Some people like call me Suzanne and all them something there. I love you. My Caribbean people, they never going to quite get Suzette. My Haitians get it because they sound French, Suzette. But it's Jamaican, yeah. So anyway, I'm a daughter of the soil, Jamaica. But I was raised here in South Florida, so I call myself the best of both worlds. Went to school here, of course. I graduated law school, University of La Florida, yeah. And been practicing. I practice personal injury law as well as medical malpractice. So on one side of my life, besides running my mouth, chatting on the radio, I help people with personal injury cases. I just had a lady call me yesterday, crazy case. You don't know who she is. I would just give an example saying of facts that I see include people like working in their work van and dropping out of their work van, slipping because the van has no rubber on the step where it should have it. And there were complaints about that. Slip and fell, bust your head on concrete and have a seizure. Let me tell you, life comes at you fast. Random stuff can happen to you would never imagine. And that happened to like a real person. So anyway, keeping anonymity. Just wanted you to know, though, I'm here for you. If you want to DM me, even Suzette Speaks on LinkedIn or on Facebook or even on Instagram, I'm here for you. Also, people who get injured in the hospital. Yeah, I'm here for you. There's certain things that you cannot predict. Life is crazy. I say this all the time because people will say Christians, if God favors you, nothing happens to you. I don't believe that. Now, I've lived long enough to realize God goes with you through the storm, right? And sometimes things happen to wonderful people, good people. And that leads me into this first headline story. I covered it at the end of yesterday's show. The Brown University shooting suspect. Remember Brown University? A shooting occurred last week, Saturday, while I was on this cruise. I didn't even get this news. Thankfully, like I said, I was off the internet. It wasn't until I came back on land and came back to reality after docking back in Port Canaveral. I saw this news story and I was really intrigued by it because at the time we did not have any person of interest, or it was an incorrect person of interest first name. But again, I got the story late. I was on a cruise, so I didn't get it as it unfolded. So I can imagine how harrowing, how frightening, right? A little fear in that Providence, Rhode Island community, an Ivy League college, right? Some of the most sacred and even people would say safe spaces left. Some of the most safest spaces, supposedly, we have, I think, to year to date, 75 mass shootings, or I think it's school shootings. I was reading it yesterday. And so there are places that we want to consider safe for our kids, safe for college students, that, no crime like this should happen there. But there, it happened. Brown University, one of the Ivy League schools, meaning the top schools rated in the United States, saw a gunman enter one of its study halls and let go 40 rounds. And it was really tragic, really frightening. And we saw a manhunt that unfolded. Like I said, it's apparently a person of interest who was incorrectly named now is presumed dead. He's dead, right? So we had an incorrect named person. Excuse me, let me correct that. Incorrect person named first, and then a second suspect now was found dead. So yesterday I could not turn off my phone. I turned off my TV, but even in my bed, I was still watching this news unfold because it was in prime time. There was FBI agents who had surrounded a storage unit where a tipster, that's why I say the police and public have to work together, because normally when it comes to cases like this, sometimes if you don't see an arrest right away, people start to, worry. But just like other cases that we've seen unfold in the public eye, a tipster led to the capture, or not capture, the finding of this young man. Actually, he's a big man, 48 years old, that committed 2 crimes. Not only did he shoot up Brown, authorities have now said he's also related to, and I really, really could not take the news of the shooting death of a professor at MIT, and now saying the same gentleman is now related to both. They believe this suspect, who took his own life yesterday in his storage locker as the FBI descended upon the storage locker, is in fact responsible not only, according to authorities, the shooting spree at Brown University, but they believe him to be the same suspect who is responsible for the killing of an MIT professor. So after a manhunt, this is according to NBC News, the Brown University shooting suspect, who is also accused of killing an MIT professor, is found dead after a manhunt. His name is Claudio Manuel Neves Valente. Claudio Manuel Neves Valente, a 48-year-old Portuguese national. So apparently he came to the United States back in the early 2000s on a student visa. I think they said 03. Let me check this article. But did not gain permanent residence, was not a U.S. citizen, but was lawfully here as a permanent resident. People who are nationalities around the world come here and live, right? They don't necessarily take on the American nationality, meaning become a citizen. They can live in the United States, although they are citizens of another country. They would call them permanent resident, right? So the latest is according to NBC News. What we know in both shootings, the suspect in this past weekend's shooting at Brown University, and who is also connected to, according to authorities, the fatal shooting of an MIT professor. When I heard that, so I think, what did I find him? Thursday. The first shooting at Brown was Sunday, and I think it was Tuesday he drove. And these were all within less than 100, I think even 50-mile radiuses. And to think about it, because when I heard about the professor, I thought, no, that is a targeted shooting. My mind started going a little bit conspiratorial. I was like, was he working for some other foreign government? Was he a turned spy? Because it was just for me, just a very specific line of work to be a high-level scientist like that. and just be shot in your doorway. Somebody come to your house and shot in your doorway. That remind me of some really, you know, undercover uh, actions, activities, like someone involved in illegal activity or owed somebody something as far as like a personal debt. That type of shooting for one person in the middle of a neighborhood to be targeted shooting like that always make me feel like there obviously is more to the story. Well, here we are. A 48-year-old man, Claudio Manuel Neves Valente of Portugal, but has lived in the United States more than 20 years. They believe authorities, according to the NBC News article published earlier this morning, updated just recently, the suspect in the Brown University shooting is also linked and possibly the perpetrator of the MIT professor shooting days later, according to law enforcement officials in a press conference. I stayed up and watched it Thursday night. It was just very intriguing. Once again, this man's name is Claudio Manuel Neves Valente. He appears to have died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound and was found dead in a storage facility in New Hampshire. He was found after a 5-day search that began after 2 students, God be with their families, because even though he is now deceased, the pain, the trauma, the loss is just beginning for those families. Innocent young people at a university such as Brown. I think it was one lady and a gentleman, young students ready to pursue their life dreams. Their parents must be devastated. We think about them right now and send our love and our condolences to the victims. So he was found after a 5-day search that began after 2 students were shot down and 9 more were injured at Brown University last Saturday. Neves Valente is also suspected in the killing. This man, this actually part of the story really hurt me, because it looks like the same professor, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology professor, MIT professor, that he killed. His name is Nuno Loureiro. It looked like him and the shooter, him and the suspect, the deceased suspect, were in school together in Portugal. It's so targeted. Imagine you go to a school with somebody years ago, and you don't even notice that you have a grudge with them or they have a grudge with you. It looks like he was at Brown, the suspect, who took his own life apparently while in the storage locker. Had the same backpack or pouch, cross chest pouch he had been seen holding in surveillance videos that were captured, Ring camera doorbells that were captured in the neighborhood around Brown during the time of the shooting and right after. Right before, a couple hours before, it looks like he was casing and searching out the location. Again, some are criticizing Brown, saying they haven't seen enough video footage, as in, were there cameras available? Were there cameras in and around the study hall location? The doors were unlocked because the students were taking final exams. Was there a security guard? There's so many questions around how insecure, maybe not to say that it is fully up to the university, but the university plays a part in maintaining the safety of its students. So there are so many questions still swirling around this. But this MIT professor who was killed at his home late Monday night, 2 days later, after the Brown shooting, Mr. Nino Loreno, I saw an interview with one of his colleagues, the MIT professors, and they said he was one of the nicest men you could ever know, father of 3, and shot down in his doorway, likely by the same suspect that committed the Brown shooting. So we're just following up on the story. This is the major headline news, the capture, or I should say capture, the finding of the deceased suspect after a manhunt that took 5 days since last Saturday. FBI and local law enforcement officials have been trying to track this gentleman down, who is now deceased. Apparently, he drove and took a life of a former classmate of his, who is now a professor at MIT, who lost his life after he shot him in the Boston area on Monday night. Officials say it appeared the 2 men had attended the same university in Portugal. Very weird. That's a weird thing for somebody to come back after you went to school with them and search you down and hunt you down in that way. Demented. Anyway, the suspect had no current affiliation with the university, Brown that is, but he was enrolled from fall 2000 to spring 2001 in the PhD program. So me, I wonder if I jealous him, jealous of the friend. I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna get my little sip of water. But yeah, I don't know. And was he disgruntled about maybe not completing or maybe not having enough money to complete? Because remember, out of state students, they pay money. I have my cousin right now who is she just passed she graduated from her first 2 years at Miami-Dade College, which is Miami-Dade Community College, a 2-year degree. Proud of her. But she wants to transfer to FAU, and we having some hard conversations about the cost of college. And I don't know about you. When I looked at her financial aid and the amount of money she was given, it looked very small. She did get a Pell Grant, but it wasn't enough. Like, the financial aid award letter was half Pell Grant, half loans, but the total amount was half the cost it takes to send a student to the school for the semester. So I'm like, they expect people to pay another $10,000 out of pocket? Like, it's really crazy. And her mom is a single mom anyway. So looking at this story, it just came to my mind that sometimes people are not able to complete their educational dreams because of cost. And then think about our international students, like this purported suspect. If he was from Portugal, his out-of-pocket costs sometimes triple what an in-state or what an American citizen would pay. So anyway, he went to school with this man who he took his life. Apparently, he had no affiliation with the university, but was enrolled at Brown from 2000 to 2001 in the PhD program. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said she is directing listen to this, a pause in the, quote, diversity immigrant visa program after it was revealed that the suspect had entered the United States through the diversity immigrant visa. Very interesting. Is that a justification, or you feel like it's warranted? I am asking you. So, according to some people that live near to the suspect, the Brown University shooting is what I'm kind of going over. It is the top story today. I want to welcome you. The time check is 1:23, brought to you by Kita's Seafood Grill and Jerk Food Truck. Shout out to Kita's. Today is his birthday. Kita's birthday is today, Friday, December 19th. So Kita's is providing, or going to throw a big fish fry tonight, starting at 5 p.m., going all the way to 4 a.m. If you don't know about the world famous Kita Seafood Grill and Jerk Food Truck, you must know this gentleman has been at it for years, multiple jerk festival winner. And today is his birthday, and for his birthday, he's going to be doing a fish fry. And he's located, for folks up in Fort Lauderdale, off of Oakland Park Boulevard, near 95, you know where the post office is, near 95 and Oakland. Well, go not even a block over, just go around the corner. There's the Shell gas station. And at the Shell gas station, you'll see the world famous food truck, Kita's Seafood Grill and Jerk Food Truck, starting tonight at 5 all the way till 4 a.m. Listen, you don't know about partying. If you ain't been in Lauderdale partying and have to stop at Kita's after, or drive over to Kita's for some good fried fish. Hello, somebody. You have been missing out. But tonight is your opportunity. He's there all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Kita's. And we thank you for your partnership here on the Suzette Speaks show. We appreciate you, my brother. Again, Kita's, for his birthday, is hosting a fish fry tonight, Friday. Susie is ready to party. Sorry, Friday, December 19th. Located at 2090 West Oakland Park Boulevard at the Shell gas station, 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. Once again, live DJs, good fried fish, and more. Big up Kita's, my brother. Award-winning chef of the Kita's Seafood Grill and Jerk Food Truck. So tonight is the night for Kita's. But yes, looking at this story, I was in my bed listening to news right to midnight. I couldn't. I was so riveted by, if you watched it unfold, you could watch some of it on YouTube now. But the FBI lining up around the storage locker, where this suspect in the Brown University shooting, as well as the murder of the MIT professor Monday night, when they were descending upon him in his storage locker. Again, it seems like a tip led them to a car, led them to, where he used to live. Apparently, his last known address was Miami. I was checking that out. Of course, I was watching the news this morning and listening to the folks in Miami. People are like, oh, yeah, I saw him here maybe a month ago. Miami people, we always got to say we saw it, but, I think I saw him going around in the backyard last month. Anyway, his last known address was actually here in Miami. So there's always always a Florida connection to some of this craziness. These stories, like the person lived in Florida, the person is, was a resident of Florida, located in Florida, born in Florida, something. So this Brown University, even though this happened up in the Northeast and Rhode Island area, Salem, and was it Salem? They have Salem, Massachusetts, but this was Salem, New Hampshire, in that northeastern corridor. He had a last known address in Miami. So I saw some of the news folks descending upon that address. It didn't look like anybody answered the door. So who knows when he left it. He had rented a car. He had a storage unit from up there that he had for a while, and authorities were able to track him down that way. But remember, what was so difficult about this, in catching Claudio Manuel Neves Valente, was that he had a mask on. He had like this pork belly, this kind of portly belly, stomach kind of biggish. 48 years old, that's a grown man. Wow. But there were people around the area that said they used to see the suspect driving in the area, but never spoke to him, according to one neighbor named Edward Pohl. This is according to NBC News. This is who they interviewed around his house, his last known address in Miami. NBC South Florida said one of the neighbors from the Miami address, his last known address, saw him. Again, they saw him driving around and outside in his yard, but they never spoke to him. And this is the neighbor saying, quote, all we had was video footage with him with the mask on. But after I started seeing his face over and over on TV this morning, yes, I definitely seen him here and around here, he said, outside of the suspect in the Brown shootings Miami home. That was his last known address, was in Miami. He said the last time he saw his neighbor was about 2 months ago. I said a month. He said about 2 months ago they saw him in Miami. So again, the suspect was found deceased in his storage locker in the Brown shooting and in the killing of the MIT professor. The suspect was 48 years old, a Portuguese national, meaning a citizen of Portugal with a legal residence here in the United States. He was admitted to the U.S. on an F1 student visa in 2000. Look at that, almost 25 years, to attend a graduate program at Brown. In 2017, in an immigration lottery, he received a diversity immigrant visa, a part of the program specifically designed, quote, for aliens from other countries with lower rates of admission as immigrants to the United States. Look at that. So he got a special visa that allowed for him to become a permanent resident in 2017 called the Diversity Immigrant Visa as a part of a program, quote, specifically for aliens from countries with lower rates of admission as immigrants to the United States. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services website said. Anyway, taking a break. Be back with more right after this. I don't want to get copyright. I didn't even watch the time. I started talking right into the break. I think I'm going to get off of this. What should I talk about, y'all?
HD2 Miami, 101.5
This chair is for fat people. Sorry, shouldn't say that. This chair is very low and it's for broad butt persons. Forgive me, no fat discrimination, but they changed the chair here. I think this is a gaming chair. It is so uncomfortable. This is not, sorry. No discrimination, guys. But this chair is not designed for every day. No. It's not comfortable to host in the radio. No. Sorry. But this is not comfortable at all. Anyway.
Down payment, pay with cash.
What else do I want to talk about today?
Simple. This area is growing quickly with new shopping, schools, hospitals, and infrastructure on the way. Owning land is one of the smartest ways to build wealth and
How's your day
create a
going?
safe
Do you have
life
plans for the
your family. At
weekend?
Your New Florida, we take the stress out of the process. No pressure, no hassle, no waiting around. Just pick your lot and start your journey to financial freedom. Schedule your no pressure tour today. Call 1-866-544.
How was your day?
That's 1-866.
I have no makeup on my lipstick. Y'all don't judge me.
Land.
I ain't got a
Your
lotion
New
on my
Florida,
elbow,
only
none of that.
the Sunshine State today. Looking for work or have a company that can provide services? The Destiny Special Sustainability Zone needs you. Thousands of jobs are opening right here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Go to destiny.com today. That's destiny.com. You want to work? Go to destiny.com. See you there.
Welcome home to Tessera, a gated smart homes community located in Portmore, Jamaica. Tessera is a community in Portmore, Jamaica. Enjoy climate-resilient living in 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom smart homes, starting at $264,000 US. Designed for the way 21st century families live today. Apply online now. SmartHomesJamaica.com. That's SmartHomesJamaica.com. And start the process to owning the home of your dreams. Welcome home to Tessera, where smart comes standard.
This is WLYFHD2, Miami.
This is your Caribbean station, the voice of the Caribbean.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome. Suzette Speaks in the building. Appreciate my audience watching online. Shouts to everybody listening on the app as well as on our FM dials. We appreciate you. Welcome to the family. If you're brand new here, I'm Suzette Speaks. I'm an attorney as well as, I guess, community activist, you want to call me, social critic, all of that. And I try to pick out news stories that you can use, news that I think is helpful. And of course, I can't get away from top news stories and social media trends. And the biggest story right now is the suspect in the Brown University shooting, as well as the shooting concerning an MIT professor whose life was taken on Monday night. Seems to be that the suspect that law enforcement has now said is a deceased has been found. He was found in a storage locker. And if you were, like I was saying before the break, watching some of the activity last night on television, I turned off the TV and I still end up watching it on my phone on certain news channels. The local Boston affiliate, I was watching them for quite some time last night. I didn't get to sleep till probably midnight, just hearing the play-by-play unfold. Of course, people are concerned with how long it took. Of course, people are questioning the security at the school, along with, sending their thoughts and their deepest condolences to people who have been impacted, lost loved ones. Of course, the 2 students who lost their lives in that shooting, as well as the professor from MIT who was gunned down in his own doorway. Apparently, this suspect, I want to read a little bit about him. This is from Mediaite. The Portuguese national, meaning he was a citizen of Portugal, who lived in the United States for more than 25 years. He never got American citizenship. But the Portuguese national, Claudio Neves Valente, was identified by police as a suspect in last week's Brown University shooting on Thursday, and he was found dead by the FBI SWAT team in New Hampshire in a storage unit that apparently he rented. In a press conference, Providence Chief of Police Oscar Perez and FBI Special Agent Ted Dox identified Valente as the suspect in the shooting, which killed 2 students and injured 9 others. The individual was identified as Claudio Neves Valente, and he was 48 years old. He was a Brown student. He was a Portuguese national. His last known address was in Miami, Florida, Perez told reporters. And I will tell you that he took his own life. This is according to the statement by authorities yesterday. In his own statement, this is one of the police officials, Dox, said, "We got him." Shortly after 9 o'clock tonight, the FBI SWAT team executed a court-authorized search warrant, or warrants, at a storage unit facility in Salem, New Hampshire. This is where we located Claudio Neves Valente, the person who we believe was responsible for the Brown University shooting. The latest development in an intense 5-day manhunt, and it's the result of an incredible amount of work dedicated by law enforcement team standing before you here tonight. Like, this is this man's direct quote. It does not have full grammatical precision, but he was saying this as part of the press conference, so they're quoting him here on Mediaite. Anyway, he continued, even though the suspect was found dead tonight, Our work is not done. There are many questions that, because people are asking why this man did that. I want to know if there was any type of note left or anything like that. But people are going to have questions. Why do this? 48-year-old man just shooting up a school during finals, a school he once went to 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, going to a former classmate from his college days in Portugal and taking his life. This is wild. Anyway, according to the police in yesterday's press conference, quote, even though the suspect was found deceased tonight, our work is not done. There are many questions that need to be answered. There's a lot of evidence that needs to be processed. And most importantly, the victims and their families deserve special care and consideration. Officials continued saying the FBI and our partners across Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire will continue to search for answers for the victims, survivors, and their families to see what motivated this individual to carry out such a senseless act of violence. That's what I want to know. Let me know why. So according to the Boston University president, Christina Paxton, Valente was enrolled at Brown from the fall of 2000 to the spring of 2001. According to the president of Brown, she said, quote, he was admitted to Brown's graduate school to study in the Masters of Science PhD program in physics, beginning in September of 2000. And he took a leave of absence effective April of 2001. That was like literally the first 2 semesters before formally withdrawing in July of 2003. Wow. So you went back to your school 20-some years later. The suspect also studied at the same university in Portugal as the plasma physicist Nuno Loureiro, who he shot and took his life. Same week, this week, 3 days later in Massachusetts, just days after the Brown University shooting. It was very hard to watch that press conference yesterday, but I know the families are relieved. I know the neighborhood is relieved because in that area, from Massachusetts all the way to New Hampshire, Rhode Island, everybody was on edge with this person at large. So today is also the release of the Epstein documents. Did you know that? Did you know that? They're supposed to release the Epstein documents today. I'm not on the document watch. I'm just reading the headlines, but I'm just going to tell you, according to The Sun here in the United States, there's Epstein docs drama. Apparently, the full release of the Epstein files won't happen today. In breach of, according to The Sun, this is the headline, in breach of Trump law, but thousands of docs expected to be released in a partial, quote unquote, dump. So the Deputy Attorney General said, quote, several 100,000 documents will be released today, with more to follow. But today marks the deadline that's supposed to be the release of the Epstein docs. We're not seeing that. Donald Trump's administration said it will not fully release the files related to the disgraced pedophile and financier Jeffrey Epstein today. Friday, today, is the deadline for the long-awaited release of the Epstein files, whose publication was mandated by an act passed by Congress, the Epstein Files Transparency Act that passed, actually something that I think most Americans could agree on, released the files. The Justice Department was legally compelled to release Jeffrey Epstein's files by the end of today. However, failure to release the files will put Donald Trump's administration in breach of a law passed by Congress. But who enforces the law nowadays? That's my question. Right? Who gonna check him? Who will check him? Or check the administration, I should say, for not following the act of Congress? What's gonna happen? Will they face any penalties for breaking the law? I think they probably should. A regular person probably would. But I don't see nothing happening. Well, anyway, failure to release the files, according to The Sun, the U.S. Sun newspaper, the digital version, of course. Failure to release the files will put Donald Trump's administration in breach of a law passed by Congress and signed by the president himself. But Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said the Department of Justice, the DOJ, would not be releasing the full Epstein files to Congress today. So what's the point of passing a law with a deadline? We don't know. An insider told CNN that the DOJ had not yet reached out to to the Epstein estate for its files as of 12 p.m. Eastern today, right before my show. The Trump administration will not be in breach of the law passed overwhelmingly by Congress. Will now be in breach of a law passed overwhelmingly by Congress and signed by the president himself last month. So today is the deadline. Through a law passed by Congress and signed by President Trump, today was the deadline to release the Epstein files. But it looks like the Trump administration does not intend to. And they will now be in breach of this law. So what is the penalty, huh? So I don't know if you're on Epstein File Watch. That's the latest there. Again, this is Suzette Speaks coming to you live, which is some news headlines, looking at what people are talking about online. Makes me really upset because people were expecting that. Let's see. What else are people talking about? What are you guys doing this weekend in South Florida? Will you be hanging out? For one, I'm telling you that I will not be waiting to do my Christmas list to the very last minute. Are you a Christmas Eve shopper or 2 days before Christmas shopper? Listen, the malls, the stores, the plazas, the street fronts are going to be quite hectic this weekend. That last weekend before Christmas is always a doozy. And the shelves get crazier and crazier, but we can't believe that Christmas is already here upon us. So we are in that mood. Hopefully you'll do something fun. I was just talking to my cousin today that when she comes, she got an Airbnb. We're going to hang out. We're going to do some pool time. We're going to, do some relaxation, some rest and wind down. The kids are about to get out of school, so I'll be able to work out outside again. And I was saying to my same cousin that one of my friend girls is down here in Miami for the holidays through the 1st or the 2nd, whatever. And we're not going to wait till the new year. We're going to start our exercise regime. Let's go. Let's go. Meeting her early in the morning, either going for a walk or hitting the steps. Some of our parks have mini stadiums and steps you can go up and down, get your cardio. Let's go. So we don't have to wait for the new year, new me. We're going to be outside. I think one thing I learned from going on the cruise was being able to get out in nature intentionally, not just when it happened. I go to a festival, I host this and host that. Speaking of hosting, get ready. Just mark your calendars for January 2nd at the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida. The big Hard Rock, the Guitar Hotel. Voice of the Caribbean will be sponsoring, and yours truly, Suzette Speaks, will be one of the hosts for the night. We'll be doing a huge Jamaica relief concert. We are so proud to be a part of the Hard Rock concert series, where some major artists are all coming together with the help of the Consul General, Mr. Oliver Mayer, and many others. Myself, others also who will be hosting, are proud, again, donating our time, donating our skills, donating our talent, in hopes to raise enough funds to help impact the people of Jamaica. This is the Christmas time, and again, there are many in Jamaica now that will not be able to celebrate, who are literally lucky just to have their lives, no roof over their head, no school to send their kids to, no home to speak of, right? So our Caribbean family still remembers and is going to reach out to not only Jamaica, Haiti, of course, Cuba was also impacted by Hurricane Melissa. It's been 2 months. My cousins, like I told you yesterday, in the St. Ann Hills, just got electricity this week. They just got electricity. Power just came back to their district, which is on the interior and the more mountainous terrain in central Jamaica, in the parish of St. Ann. So people are still suffering. People are still dealing with it. Of course, I'm getting ready to try to send stuff down, friends and family. But, we got to think about those, again, who are less fortunate. When you don't think you have enough, trust me, there are lots of giveaways. Man, I'm almost, I had a list of places that are doing like toy giveaways. I know the parents are having a tough time. Yesterday, we talked about inflation, and now, Mr. Trump in his primetime speech night before last talked about, he's dealt with inflation. The prices are down. Let me know if you believe affordability is a hoax, because most people say no. Gas, food, electric, light, health insurance, mortgage payments or rent payments, everything is taxing. So look for your city, normally through the county or through cities or even like the police departments and fire departments. You can look for, if you're in need, gift giveaways for the kids and things like that. That's important. Mikey gave me this big old new chair today. We have a brand new chair. If you're watching on the Suzette Speaks show, you'll see I said this is a gaming chair. This is deep. This is for big-bodied folks who can take it all in. I'm like sitting at the edge of it here trying to get comfortable. But yes, time check is 1:45. Big up. The time check is brought to you by Ketos Seafood Grill and Jerk Food Truck. Big up Ketos. So once again, Ketos special promotion here as a part of sponsoring the Suzette Speaks show. We appreciate you, Ketos. It's his birthday. Y'all said big up Ketos. Wherever you're there. Happy birthday, my brethren. Today, on December 19th, of course, Ketos is out there every day. You know that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, late in the morning. His food truck is world famous. Right now, he has a steady spot for years now over at the Shell gas station. This is in Fort Lauderdale. If you are in the area, vicinity, Las Olas, all of those Central Broward, you can party on over to Ketos starting at 5 p.m. today all the way to 4 a.m. in the morning. Ketos, when do you sleep? Ketos has the best fried fish you could ever, let me say ever, enjoy. His lobster, oh my gosh. It is amazing. Anyway, make sure you check out Ketos' birthday today, Friday, December 19, 2019, West 2090, West Oakland Park Boulevard. That's at the Shell gas station. If you're going off 95, you know where the post office is. Right next to the post office is the Shell gas station. So Ketos will be there. And he's there every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But special fish fry birthday bash DJs will be out there playing 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. Award-winning Ketos Seafood Grill and Jerk Food Truck. We appreciate you, Ketos. As far as any other top stories I've been following, besides the Brown, I wanted to talk a little Diddy. What are y'all watching on Netflix? Because I've been, when I was on my holiday, and I'm going to do another cruise, but I didn't enjoy myself. I understand why people go on cruise. But we were discussing different shows. Some people are into the Chicago Fire and those type of police shows that come on network TV, I guess. I haven't gotten into those. My cousin was raving about Tubi. I don't know if you watch Tubi. Tubi is free. She was like, when you need a good laugh, you watch a Tubi movie. I don't know, but I'll get to that Tubi. I have watched, what is top on Netflix? I have watched quite a few. Of course, we've been talking about the Diddy. If you haven't watched it, you still can watch it. Some people, Netflix show, let's see, Netflix shows. I watch more shows and docuseries than movies on Netflix. But the Hip Hop Evolution. Let me see, what are the top shows on Netflix right this minute? Let's see, top global shows, Man vs. Baby, Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Have you guys gotten into Stranger Things? Apparently there is a few more episodes that will be released on Stranger Things. I started watching the grand finale. I think they let 4 out at the end of Stranger Things, which is an incredibly sci-fi, epic, Back to the Future type series. It is quite riveting, and it will have its culmination. If you started, there's still time to get in because they are going to release, I think it's Christmas or New Year's, the end of Stranger Things. I'm not watching. What else am I watching? Let me see. Stranger Things season 1, 2, 3, 4 are all The Beast in Me. I have not watched that one. Ooh. Sometimes I don't like the look of doc series about, there's a lot of series right now about how people take each other's lives. I need a little bit of happiness. I need a little bit more positivity. I'd rather watch a cartoon. Jaja Noah. Yeah. I'd rather watch a cartoon than some of these. But if you're into Netflix, if you're in a Netflix and chill, I do like a little escape. We do have some parties this weekend. The actual party is called Naked. That's coming up this weekend, I believe. We have, a concert for the Jamaica relief effort that will be January 2nd at the Hard Rock, sponsored by the Hard Rock. Yours truly, Suzette Speaks, will be one of the MCs. I know the Marleys, Kimani, so many people, the Consul General Oliver Mayer, under his patronage, and many more will be joining in this great concert, and I'm looking forward to it. Party time We have so many different parties coming up for the holiday. I know they have truck stop coming up on January 3rd. And yeah, I'm not I don't know, this weekend I might chill. My cousins I'm coming down. I might more go to the Airbnb and relax by the pool. Hello. And go for a walk. Like I said, I'm starting my New Year's resolution now, getting back into my workout routine. I got off on the cruise and I was a little bit overeaty. Ate a little bit too much, but that was the cruise is for. You know, the little buffet line get you excited, whatever. But we back to eating the normal food. Shout out to the holiday parties. I've been invited to quite a few. I might be actually at a holiday party or two. And yeah, we have some parties coming up, Voice of the Caribbean. But make sure you reach out if you want to partner with us here. You can always advertise with us, sponsor the Suzette Speaks show or any other show for that matter. Here we want, especially in the new year, you guys know I like to bring you health and wellness. I want people to learn how to de-stress themselves. So we're about news, of course, and politics, of course. Next year will be a political year. But we also want to bring you value through understanding your body, what you can do to take care of your mind, the mental health. And you guys always give me good feedback when I have mental health practitioners. So if you also want to join us here, maybe you want to be interviewed, if you own a business, any parts of a collaboration we're open to, right? You can always DM me, Suzette Speaks. Again, you can follow me on all platforms, 1Z, 2T's, Suzette Speaks. I want to keep it low key. I think I'm going to go with probably Christmas. Hey. But I'm keeping it low key. I was, again, supposed to be in Jamaica for the holiday. But, you know, Hurricane Melissa had other plans. It's a reopened season, though. I think we're going to go early in the spring. Jamaica is open for business. Thank you, Jamaica Tourist Board, for your support of Voice of the Caribbean. And as of December 15th, there was an official grand reopening of Jamaica tourism. And you should plan your trip. It's still very beautiful. 2/3 of the island were not as, you know, severely impacted. So hotels are at capacity. Like I said, light and electricity and water restoration has been well underway. Roads have been repaired. Lots of hotels are up and running. And it's still a beautiful place. Of course, the East Coast did not, and Kingston and other places, even Ochi is back, right? All of the North Coast was not damaged. And of course, we think about our brothers and sisters in the Southwest parishes of the island that took the brunt of the monstrous storm, the record-breaking storm, Hurricane Melissa. But if you are looking for a place to go on a trip, Jamaica is still lovely. Trust and believe. Still there. And beauty is still there to be found, right? So we want to make sure all of the what I gotta say, the relief concerts. There we go. All the relief concerts we'll be talking about. You can visit us on voiceofthecaribbean.com. Of course, like I said, we'll be an official sponsor for the huge release concert at the Hard Rock. Yours truly will be one of the hosts. That will be Friday, January 2nd. You'll hear us promoting it more, but we want people to come out. We want people to donate. We want people to be a part of the rebuild. Of course, you know, it's not easy. It's going to be months and even years long, especially for those in the Southwest parishes. But we here in South Florida are going to do our part, and we are excited to partner for the Hard Rock Recovery Concert, Jamaica Rebuild. And again, all of us who are participating, I'm really excited. I can't wait. And we're going to have more information coming up when it comes to the Hard Rock and our sponsorship there and all you get tickets. Stay Strong Jamaica is the name of the concert I was looking for. There we go. Stay Strong Jamaica Live is what it's going to be. Hard Rock Live will host Stay Strong Jamaica benefit concert at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. That will be Friday, January 2nd at 8 p.m. Right? This is a huge deal. Thank you, Hard Rock, for your partnership. Hard Rock Live will host Stay Strong Jamaica, a special benefit concert at the Seminole Hard Rock Casino on February. Excuse me, why is it every time I see Friday, I want to say February. Geez, Sue. Friday, January 2nd. Here we go, 8 p.m. The event will unite some of Jamaica's most influential and beloved artists in support of Hurricane Melissa disaster relief and long-term rebuilding across the island. Tickets are on sale at www.myhrl.com. Doors open 1 hour before showtime. This is what I wanted to get to. The event will feature, here we go, heavy hitters like Shaggy, Julian Marley, Marcia Griffiths, Winnie Wonder, Inner Circle, Third World, Whalers, My DJ, iActian, Itana, TJ, Sugar, Ernie Smith, more and more. Brick and Lace. My love is wicked. Hey, Brick and Lace in the place. We coming together, guys. We're bringing together reggae, dancehall, and Caribbean music legends for a powerful night. That's Friday. Mark your calendars. I want to get it out there from early. January 2nd, 8 p.m. Hard Rock Live, right? Called Stay Strong Jamaica. 100%. That's what we are not getting paid. None of it. Even for our sponsorship, we are donating our sponsorship to even promote it here. God, we believe in it. So 100% of the net proceeds from the ticket sales and donations will be directed to the country of Jamaica through Jamaica's Promise, the designated beneficiary from the Hard Rock Heals Foundation, supporting urgently needed housing and infrastructure repair and humanitarian aid. We're proud of it, man. Station Jamaica is the name of the concert, and it will be a big staging on Friday, January 2nd at the Hard Rock. Once again, big up Ketos. I'm almost out of time. I'll have some more events lined up for you. Make sure you check us out, voiceofthecaribbean.com, if you want to partner and advertise with us. We have a promo going on. If you want to send Christmas greetings, you guys soon hear Christmas greetings around the clock here. If you want to send a Christmas greeting from your business, if you're an elected official, anybody who has a firm, law firm, and you want to bring Christmas greetings to our amazing listener community, make sure you contact us. You can reach us at 840-446-0562, 850-446-0562. Get you right on touch. We're going to start our Christmas. Can you believe it? Christmas Day, man. We have 2 weeks of holiday. I hope you feel like you're in the holiday spirit. I hope you started your Christmas shopping. I plan to do so, maybe not this weekend, but like Monday. Yes, because I'm only buying for the young people. And I'm planning to have some relaxation. What are you going to do to relax? Hopefully you get some breathing room this holiday season. Take some time. People, blood pressure get high. People get nervous. People get anxious. People get, worked up. No. Make sure you set some time to go outside. What do the kids say? Touch grass. Smell the breeze. Look at the ocean. Walk the boardwalks. Miami has such beautiful outdoor spaces, parks, recreational areas, as well as nature preserves and some just beautiful museums, just scenery anywhere you go, whether you're in Fort Lauderdale, whether you're down south, wherever you go. The Las Olas Boardwalk is beautiful. The beaches are ready for us. So let's go. South Florida, I wish you a Merry Christmas. I will see you on, Lord God, we will see you on Christmas. That is the next time I'll see you. But until then, I wish you much love, much peace, much blessings. I will be live. Can't believe I'll be on working, but only for Mikey Mike. Yes, I'll see you next Thursday and Friday. Make sure you catch the Suzette Speaks show every Thursday and Friday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Rocking. After this will be none other than Miss Lisa B. We appreciate you. We love you. Check out Ketos tonight. Ketos, I want to swing by for my jerk lobster, honey. I really, I can't wait. Long time I'm not get no good fish fry. So I appreciate you. Follow me on all of the apps. Suzette Speaks, 1Z, 2 T's, Speaks with an S. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and follow Voice of the Caribbean. And don't forget to download the app. Thanks for listening. Appreciate y'all. See you next week. Happy holidays.
Miami 101.5 HD2.
W245BC, Lauderdale Lakes, 96.9 FM, the all-new voice of the Caribbean.
This is the all-new voice of the Caribbean. Better sounding radio. This is the all-new voice of the Caribbean.
Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hit the like. See you guys next week. And Merry Christmas.